Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to the Indiana State Police Roadshow. I'm your host, Sergeant John Perrine, Public Information Officer for the Indianapolis District for the Indiana State Police. The Roadshow is brought to you each and every week by the Indiana State Police Alliance and Cops for Kids, a subsidiary of the State Police Alliance. For more information, you can visit them on their website at www.indianasfinest.com. Of course, a big thank you to MS Communications, Network Indiana, Matt Hiblin, Terry Stacy, and Kyle Knezovich for all the work that they do to get us on the radio waves across the great state of Indiana. We so much appreciate them and their efforts. And of course, if you're watching us on YouTube, that is thanks to our good friend Tom Trial, who works so hard to make us look better than we actually do in person. So he does a great job. Our guests today, back again, Captain Ron Galvez, Chief PIO for the Indiana State Police, and newly promoted Sergeant Jeremy Pierce, the PIO at the Lafayette District.
Right.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, wow, drinking from a fire hose in the first couple weeks
that's
here.
That's right. I'm learning a lot.
So, for those that are keeping score at home, Sergeant Kim Riley retired this summer. And that vacated the public information position at Lafayette. Every district has a PIO. And you went through a competitive process, and you successfully were promoted.
Right.
So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
I've only been a PIO for a little over 4 years, and Ron's been in it a lot longer. But how different is it than you expected?
It's quite a bit different. There's a lot more that actually goes into it than I ever really expected. I'm really starting to learn that and see it firsthand. And then even just the way you talk to people and put things out is way different than what I used to do on the road. Writing a news release is completely opposite than writing a case report. There's different words that we have to use, different ways we have to describe things, and things that we can leave in, not leave in, stuff like that we have to really watch.
Well, and I can assure you that you'll never stop learning. I mean, I still learn every day as this job, and I watch other PIOs, and I watch good stuff and bad stuff, and you take a little bit, and you just keep learning. But so far, you've done a great job.
Well, thank you.
I appreciate. I know it's been a smooth transition. Trooper Corey Brown, who was the acting PIO in the absence, has stepped up to help you, and I think that says a lot about him, and we appreciate his efforts as well.
Yeah, he's stepped up big, and he's done a lot of help, getting me kind of flown in the right direction.
Yeah, yeah. But like you said, and I remember too thinking, the PIO, I could show up at a crash, talk to the media, and then be out of there, and it seemed like that's all it was, because all on the surface you see is us on TV or on social media, and that's what maybe 10% of what we actually do. So.
Right.
So when you were kind of giving some thought to putting in for this position, what were some of the thought processes that you went through?
One of the big ones, I've always been big in recruiting for our department. I wouldn't be at this agency if it wasn't for a recruiter. I was recruited in college. I was from Illinois, so Indiana State Police was really never on my radar until I spoke with a recruiter. So I think a big part of it for me was the recruiting aspect of it, and be able to get out with the community and really speak with the community. That really drew me into it.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I got into PIO, because at the time PIO had a larger role in recruiting. Our recruiting section wasn't as robust as it is right now. And so that's what drew me into it as well. So you'll have an opportunity, even if they don't ask you to go out and specifically recruit, you always are.
Right.
Just by being there, being in uniform, and having an opportunity to engage with those individuals. Yeah, for sure.
For me, one of the bigger things was learning social media. I wasn't really up, and I had no idea what Twitter was before I became the PIO. And I quickly realized what a valuable tool that was for us to engage with our community members and those that support us. So how are you with social media?
I'm getting a hang of it. I've kind of grown up with it, though, so it's kind of nothing really new for me. It's just posting in a different way now. Instead of about my personal life, I'm posting about work. And it's really, though, trying to get a positive look on our department. And the guys across the state do great work every single day, and it's stuff that goes unnoticed. So if we're able to put that out and get people to notice that and make them look a little better, I think it's something good.
I've always told our guys that it's not hard to make our guys look good. They make themselves look good. We don't have to put effort. The hardest thing is getting them to tell us about it.
Right.
And because we don't know about it oftentimes.
And that's even more so on the civilian side, because there's a lot of stories, a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes that the general public really has no idea about, that we try to get out on a daily basis. And
without our civilians, we don't operate.
For sure.
I mean, we can't function, and so they do great work too.
They do, yeah.
So Jeremy, you come to us from Illinois. Tell us a little bit about where you come from, your background, sports you played.
I'm from Central Illinois, Washington, Illinois to be exact. I played baseball in high school. Upon graduating from Washington, I went to Western Illinois University, where I got a major in law enforcement and justice administrations and a minor in sociology. During my junior year of college, I was lucky enough to get hired on by the Indiana State Police, which brought me over here for work. And then after the academy, I was able to finish a few credit hours, get my degree, and kind of get all finished up at the same time.
So, and I know I mentioned social media a little bit ago. For those that used to follow Kim Riley on his social media, you're probably automatically going to be on. The account was just transferred. But if you're not, you can follow Sergeant Pierce at ISP Lafayette on Twitter, or Lafayette or Indiana State Police Lafayette post on Facebook. Right. And so search him out, and I can vouch for him. He's doing a good job, and I'm seeing some good information, valuable information. You know, road closures, crashes, information, things like that is valuable for everybody. So now that you've transitioned into an administrative role at Lafayette, kind of give people an idea that don't know what Lafayette district in Indiana looks like.
Lafayette is a very diverse district. We have the city of Lafayette, which is pretty populated, but outside of Lafayette, it's very rural.
Small college there that has black and gold colors, right?
Right, yeah, just a small college. But outside of Lafayette, it's a pretty rural area. So, I mean, a lot of times people look to the state police to help them out.
And so, again, most rural areas of the state, local departments rely on the Indiana State Police as backup, or even to handle some of the investigations and things like that. So
Plus, you guys have a pretty busy highway running through there, I-65, which keeps you guys busy.
65 keeps us busy every day. Just this morning, I was called out there for a vehicle accident that shut down all of northbound the interstate. So, I mean, there's almost something daily going on I-65. So we definitely stay busy up there.
It's unfortunate because we don't want to see any crashes, but I always kind of tell people, it says if we're going to have a huge crash that shuts down an interstate for an entire day, it's going to be in the Lafayette district. Yeah. For some reason, it seems like you guys
always
get those.
Happens.
And so, and I know your troopers work really hard to keep that roadway safe, but it's just a lot of traffic on that road. And so, now that we're transitioning into that traffic and crashes and things like that, we're coming up on Thanksgiving, which is notorious for a lot of travel. What do people need to know as they're preparing for those travel plans?
Yeah. Thanksgiving is generally the heaviest traveled holiday of the year. And I would suspect even amidst the pandemic, there's still going to be a lot of traffic. So the one thing we always remind people of is, number one, make sure you plan ahead. The CDC right now is offering a number of guidelines with respect to getting together. But if you are going to travel, plan ahead. Look for the resources that will tell you where crashes are at, road construction, or any other type of delays. It's going to be 70 degrees this weekend. This is a really good time to make sure that your vehicle is mechanically prepared for the rigors of the upcoming winter driving season. So a lot of things, a lot of good opportunities to prepare yourself for the next 3 weeks ahead.
And we are transitioning into that colder weather, and every once in a while, Thanksgiving will be very cold and sometimes even a little snow. So plan for that as well. But what are some things that people who are driving need to watch out for to make themselves a better driver, to make the road not just safer for them, but for other people as well?
Right. Well, one, just be patient. I-65 especially is a very busy road. A lot going on, so just be patient with other drivers. Don't try to get ahead of yourself, and stay focused on the road. This year, Indiana has a new hands-free law, so we need to put down our cell phones, we need to stay safe, and we need to focus on what's ahead of us.
Yeah, and I understand the frustration sometimes, because I've been on I-65 or any highway like it, and you've got a semi in the right lane, and then you've got one semi passing this other semi at a half a mile an hour faster than this one's going, and it seems like it takes 10 miles for that to happen. That's when you need to just take a deep breath, back off, because following that semi too close isn't going to make them go faster. All it's going to do is make it more dangerous for you and for all the people behind you. So increase that following distance is key. And sometimes you really consciously have to tell yourself, take a breath, back off, relax. We're all going to get there. Then maybe 30 seconds later than I thought I was going to get there, but we're going to get there.
Right. You're talking about tailgating trucks. You get to a certain point, they can't see you in their side view mirrors if you're that close behind them. So, give yourself plenty of stopping distance, following distance. Make sure you're wearing your seatbelt. Great point about the cell phone.
Yeah.
We've really seen a significant decrease, at least I have, people with those phones in their hands as they're driving down the roadway. It doesn't mean it's not happening, but we are taking increased education and enforcement action. And also, with the holidays, we're getting together, we're celebrating. Celebrate responsibly. If you're going to be consuming alcohol, which we know some people will be, there's plenty of opportunities to be able to get to and from utilizing all the different transportation services that are available. So please take advantage of that. Don't put yourself or somebody else's life at risk because of an irresponsible decision.
Yeah, oftentimes around holidays and busy travel times, you hear people saying extra troopers on the road, extra troopers on the road. Well, that's not exactly true. We don't really have extra troopers that we just call out for holidays.
Right.
What that means is troopers are working extra hours.
That's right.
And there are going to be more troopers working those hours to ensure the safety. And our goal isn't to go out and write tickets. That's not anything. Our goal is to make ourselves visible, enforce the traffic law, and hopefully by doing that, we save lives.
Exactly. And the Indiana Criminal Justice Institute, with cooperation with the federal government, are making it opportunities available for the overtime project. So a staple over the Thanksgiving holiday is the Safe Family Travel, which we can anticipate that coming up here before too long. So again, troopers are going to be, not just troopers, but law enforcement throughout Indiana are going to be looking for the dangerous and impaired driver, the people driving with cell phones in their hands in violation of our law, not wearing seatbelts, and those other driving factors that are identified as crash causation factors.
And we talk about seatbelts, and oftentimes we get kickback of, there shouldn't be a law. I should get the choice. And don't get me wrong, I'm not here to discuss that part of it. What I'm saying is, somebody who chooses not to wear their seatbelt obviously has never had to knock on somebody else's door and tell them that their loved one was killed in a crash because they weren't in their seatbelt, because that is the most gut-wrenching, devastating thing I've ever experienced, is telling somebody, I'm sorry, but your family member was killed and they weren't wearing their seatbelt.
I agree.
The seatbelt's obviously to keep you safe, but there are people out there that care whether or not you make it.
Sure.
And that seatbelt significantly increases your chances in any crash.
Absolutely.
Of survival.
Absolutely.
So we know that in the Lafayette district, a couple of major cases that you're kind of inheriting as the PIO for is obviously the Delphi investigation that's gotten a lot of national coverage, and also the Flora fire investigation. And so I know there's no breaking updates or anything like that, but can you reassure people that detectives are still constantly working on both of those cases?
They are. They're working on it every day. I actually just spoke with one of the detectives this morning that's working on that case, and he is actively in Delphi every single day working with other investigators, looking into that case, and also the Flora fire. They're looking into those cases every day, and there's tips coming in on those cases. They continue to come in daily by large amounts. They're nonstop.
And every tip, no matter how important or unimportant you may think it is, could be valuable to our investigation. You out there, somebody listening or watching us on YouTube, could hold the one missing piece of this puzzle. And it may seem so unsubstantial to them, but to us it could be what we're looking for. So I encourage people to call those tips in, email those tips. I know that there's an email, but I don't. Abby and Libby do you remember the email? If you go to the Indiana State Police website, www.in.gov, you can find places to submit tips for both the Delphi investigation and the Flora fire investigation.
And we also do have a hotline for people to call and submit those tips also. And
so, again, tough cases that you will now be involved with at a different level. I'm sure you've had some involvement as a road trooper, but now obviously a lot of media attention and national media attention, and I look forward to the day that we can make any kind of substantial announcement that case has been, either one of those cases have been solved.
Right.
So we have about a minute left, and first I obviously want to welcome you to PIO and understand that there's a lot of good people out there that are willing to help. And so obviously if you ever need that, reach out. Our PIOs, I like to brag, the Indiana State Police PIOs are great, but also Indiana is just full of fantastic public safety PIOs.
They are.
Some of my best friends are firefighter PIOs and other than that, and they're really, really good to rely on. So welcome. Looking forward to having you. And you're
take advantage of that network. It's a huge networking both in and outside of law enforcement, and you're going to learn something new every day, something new and fascinating that you can put in your toolbox and use as your career moves down the road. So we wish you the very best. Congratulations on your promotion. Welcome to PIO. We're happy to have you.
Thank you. I appreciate all the support.
Yeah, and if they didn't tell you, starting next week, you're hosting the road show.
Yeah, that's right. Looking forward to it.
Okay. Love to have you back anytime you want to come back. I don't have time to go into details, but did I see your name on the list? You're receiving a life-saving award.
That's correct.
Congratulations on that.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to go into that story another time to find out what happened, but congratulations on that. Thank you to both of our guests for coming to the road show, Captain Ron Galavez and Sergeant Jeremy Pierce. Jeremy's the PIO at the Lafayette District, and you have been tuned into the Indiana State Police Road Show, brought to you by the Indiana State Police and Cops for Kids. Everybody have a safe weekend, and we'll see you next time.